So my husband told me that he doesn't love his stepson and that most of the time he doesn't even like him. And what do you know? Now we're getting divorced. This is a conversation that we had on December 1st, our 10-year anniversary, when he told me that he really doesn't like my son and that he resents him for the fact that I put him first and that my son is priority to me above anything else. And you know what? That's okay, because that's never going to change. So on December 1st, when we had that conversation, that's when I knew I was done. Okay, that's when I knew I was finished. I'm like, I'm so gone. Like, you don't love this child that you have raised kind of for 10 years, this kid that you've seen grow up, this kid that is a direct reflection of me, because I have poured everything in my life into raising him properly. You're going to tell me that you don't love him and that you want me to put you, a 33-year-old man, first over raising an 11-year-old boy? Absolutely not. So on our 10-year anniversary, I told him, I said, yeah, I'm done. You need help. You need to go to therapy. My son is not my soon-to-be ex-husband's child. Now, if he were his child, that would be a different story. I would choose to put my husband first because it's a direct reflection of how a man and a wife should be, and it should be a good example.
You shouldn't have married him. And I might catch a lot of heat for this, but it's not because he's the problem. Just think about it, because what you said was that if he was your son's biological father, that you would be putting him first. But that's not the case. He's not his biological father. And even though he was there from almost the start, your son was 1 year old. That man lived 10 years in that household as a guest. He was never accepted as father or as husband. He was continuously reminded in all of the little things and all of the big things that you would choose your son over him in every single case. And not only would you silently just do what you thought what was best, you would throw it in his face, just like you are here, because your husband opened up, he was vulnerable, and he said that he had resentment towards a child. Like, he knows that's not right, but something caused it. And I would argue that it's not anything wrong within him. I would argue it is because of the dynamic of the relationship that you are a part of. And that's something that you need to be part of to fix, but you are obviously not, because you are blaming him and you are setting it up for him to fix his issue. Am I right, guys? Like, this is a very valid fear and valid reasoning as to why a man is not going to want to date a single mom.
Period. This is so true.
One of these girls that I'm friends with, her boyfriend died 2 months ago, and she's already in another relationship. If you think these girls care, bro.
So height matters?
Yeah.
But guys can't change how tall they are.
I mean, y'all always expect us to be short.
I don't judge people based on stuff they can't change, because that's just wrong.
No, I agree. I completely agree
cool.
with that statement.
So when you say height matters, you're judging based on something they can't change. Okay. So the point of this interview...
But that's a preference.
Is your preference is invalid because you can't change it. They could be
invalid.
Yeah.
That's an
invalid preference.
Why? But I can't change it. I can't change it.
Hey, she's a 3 and she's a 2. I'm just being real.
Well, you know what?
I'm just being real.
It's just like,
I would love to see a reality show, kind of like Survivor, except one island is just all men, and one island is just all women.
They've done it.
Yeah, they already did that. And within the hour, the men already built fires, were starting to build shelters, caught a bunch of fish, were cooking the fish, and were dancing around the fire. Like an adult Lord of the Flies up in that bitch. The women, on the other hand, didn't do so hot. They had extreme difficulties building a fire. Their shelter didn't really give them shelter, and there was a lot of crying. The women were pretty thirsty too, because they found a container, but they didn't want to clean it out to fill it up. It was too dirty. And if I remember correctly, the women only lasted 2 days out of a 6-week experiment before they joined the boys' camp. Because men will delegate roles. Hey, you focus on hunting. You focus on building a shelter. You guys focus on building a fire. The women focus more on emotions and not upsetting each other, and we're all equal and I don't want to ask you to do this. While the men were literally eating cooked fish.
Uy, no, baby, échale sal al menos.
¿Sí? ¿Te faltó? ¿Mucho?
Claro, es que usted no le echa sazón a la comida.
He didn't put any sauce to it.
Ahora sí, ¿cierto?
Perfecto.
Delicioso.
It's crazy. It's crazy, guys. It's crazy.
They said trust women or count this. Now look at all of them beads, bro. You better off trusting women, because counting all 364 of them took me a long time.
Excuse us. Good job, Chris. Happy birthday, my guy. Yeah, excuse me, sir.
Dang.
Yo, this is crazy. Somebody in the comment section said they don't even follow God like this.
So all of you on social media that was harassing this man, accusing him of taking his wife's life, what do you think now about this new information?
Sad update on the search for a missing Chicago public school teacher. Linda Brown's body has been found in the 31st Street Harbor on the south side.
You see, this Chicago teacher went missing after she was supposedly supposed to be going to a doctor's appointment. That's when social media began attacking the husband and calling for his arrest because he came out on the news asking for his wife back.
Verified, man. I'm just shaking, man. I just need my wife home, man. Seriously. I need my wife home.
Her husband. While everybody's harassing and accusing him of doing it, video footage shows that she was walking the bridge 3 a.m. at night alone. And then now she has been found in the lake. So we all know what happened, but I can't say it's for guideline purposes. But to harass and blame the husband while he just came on the news begging for y'all to help him find his wife is some sick mess. And I'm gonna always blame you blog pages and Twitter for pushing the narrative that he has something to do.
It's not even on video.
Can I shut the bathroom door, please?
You're not gonna abuse me.
Can I wipe my nut? Please.
Does that make you feel good?
Oh, man.
You're gonna really keep a video asking me if you could wipe your like that's what you have to merit our relationship on.
All I'm gonna say is this. If it was the other way around, and he was the one being annoying, recording all these little goofy pranks, and she was the one that said, hey, I don't want to do this no more. I want to separate, and essentially saying like she don't want to work on nothing. And she stepped out, oh, y'all would be on his case still. Y'all would be blaming him, saying, oh, it's because he play around too much. Y'all would be like, oh, it's because he making too many videos. He probably don't take nothing serious. Y'all only on her side because she a woman. I'm not excusing it, but I am saying y'all are only supporting her because she's a woman. Because if it switched, y'all would be against him. That's all I'm saying. Goodbye.
I won't settle. I'll just be single. My mom's single. My mom's been single. My mom raised me single, so I'll just stay single.
By the way, that's a very genetic trait. It's true. There's a book called. There's a book called. No, it is. How picky you are. There's a book by Barry Schwartz, one of my mentors. He's a professor. It's called The Paradox of Choice. People get f***ed up when they think they have too much choice, but nobody has as much choice as you think. But it's genetic. Some people, he calls them maximizers or satisficers. Maximizers are always looking for better, and they're not going to settle till they find the best. Satisficers realize time is short, and so it's like you got to marry something, especially for giving birth to babies. Like for men and women, you got to pop them out because nature don't give.
This man right here is a professional panderer. Nothing but pander all day long. And honestly, I can't even be mad at him because they go and they eating this shit up. The pander method barely fails, honestly. Especially if you above like maybe a 6 or a 7, you know what I mean? He even has the cutting board for maximum pandering. Like what? He's a genius. He's a genius. Like I know everybody be getting on this nigga, but honestly, I gotta give him his props, dog. That's literally the method that you're supposed to follow. You gotta have the cutting board, and you gotta talk about definitely talk about the period. He has countless pander videos, and they eat it up every time. That's how you make the big bucks. That's how you make the big bucks. That's the method. Go to your nearest Walmart, grab you a cutting board, and just film yourself cutting some shit up on the cutting board, bro.
I hesitated there because I wasn't sure where the conversation was going or what the goal was.
Yes
I
or
mean,
no,
I do
it's
take care of
simple.
patients with different identities. I take care of many women. I take care of people with different identities. And so that's where I paused. I think, yeah, I wasn't sure where you were going with that.
Well, the goal is just the truth. So can men get pregnant?
Again, the reason I paused there is I'm not really sure what the goal of the question
The goal is just to establish
crazy,
a
guys.
biological reality. You just said a moment ago that science and evidence should control, not politics. So let's just test that proposition. Can men get pregnant?
I take care of people with many identities, but
Can men
I
get
take care
pregnant?
of many women that can get pregnant. I do take care of people that don't identify as women. That
Can men get pregnant?
again, as I'm saying,
Let me just remind you what you testified to a moment ago. Science and evidence should control, not politics.
She'll keep
So,
denying the
should-
facts.
Can men get pregnant?
I
You're a
totally
doctor, I
agree.
think.
Science and evidence should guide medicine.
Do science and evidence tell us that men can get pregnant? Biological men, can they get pregnant?
I also think yes/no questions like this are a political tool. And
No, yes, no questions are about the truth, doctor. Let's not make a mockery of this proceeding.
Thank you.
This is about science and evidence, and I'm asking you. You know, the United States Supreme Court just heard arguments yesterday at great length on this question. This is not a hypothetical question. This is not theoretical. It affects real people in their real lives. And you're here as an expert, called by the other side as an expert, and you've been telling us that you follow, right, you're a doctor, and you follow the science and the evidence. So I just want to know, based on the science, can men get pregnant? That's a yes or no question. It really is, I think.
I think you're trying to reduce the complexity of a lot.
I'm not. I'm trying to get, it's not complex. I'm trying to get to an answer, and I'm trying to
this
test,
is crazy.
frankly, your veracity as a medical professional and as a scientist. Can men get pregnant?
I think you're also
She'll keep denying that
conflating
facts.
This is
male
extraordinary.
female
You
with-
can't
No,
win
I'm
that
not
with that.
conflating male and female. They're two different things. There's biological men and there's biological women. And I want to know, can men get pregnant?
What you were talking about is biological.
You're not going to answer my question.
She's not going to.
Males.
This isn't hard, doctor. Can men get pregnant? Yes or no?
Again, I would be more than happy to have a conversation with you that is not coming from a place of trying to be polarized and push.
I'm not trying to be polarizing. I'm trying to ask. I think it is extraordinary that we are here in a hearing about science and about women. And for the record, it's women who get pregnant, not men.
It also,
We are here about the safety of women and science that shows that this abortion drug causes adverse health events in 11% of cases. That's 22 times greater than the FDA label, another fact you haven't acknowledged. And yet you won't even acknowledge the basic reality that biological men don't get pregnant. There's a difference between biological men and biological women. I don't know how we can take you seriously and your claims to be a person of science if you won't level with this on this basic issue. I thought we were past all of this, frankly. I can't believe we're still here talking about this.
I am a person of science, and I'm also someone here who's here to represent the complex experiences of my patients, and I don't think polarized language or questions serve that goal. I don't think they serve the American people.
It is not
polarizing
polarizing to
about
say that there is a
men can't get
scientific
pregnant.
difference between men and women, and I want this to be clear and for the record. It is not polarizing to say that women are a biological reality and should be treated and protected as such.
Period.
That is not.
And she's a doctor. It's funny how we've gotten to this extent. Like, that the truth itself now is hard to see. Like, we all know biological men can't get pregnant. It's obvious. But you see them keep denying the facts. It's an obvious thing. Biological men can never get pregnant. They can never get pregnant. It's as simple as that. God who created man and woman has a purpose. They can never get pregnant. Women are always playing this thing every time. Women who shame men for their height, I feel like it should never be so. You should not shame a man for his height because he's 5'3", 5'4", 5'2", whatever his height sizes. You should never shame him, or you saying you cannot date him because he's short. I know everyone has preference. Do you understand? But at the same time, what matters more is character. You understand? Not just height alone. The first video of a woman who said that after 10 years of marriage, she found out that her husband did not love her son from another man and stuff like that. She's a manipulative woman, and I pity the guy because he's right now 33 years. He married her when he was 23 and trained that child for 10 years. If you ask me, he wasted 10 years of his life. He just wasted 10 years of his life. That's why I always say this. People do come for me for this. It's not like I'm shaming women who have kids for another man. It's that whenever you enter into a relationship with them or you get married to them, you don't have say or control over how that child has been brought up. You do not. And that is the painful part of it. That a man who marries you wants to lead you, wants to protect you, wants to provide for you. Do you understand? So when he does not have say to lead you and also the child that you brought to his life, it feels like he does not have the authority to tell you this thing your child did, this thing he did was bad. He can't even spank or correct the child because he feels like whatever he's to say or do, the mother is going to get angry. That is the issue. Because you feel like he's treating the child badly because he's not his own child. Or he does not love the child enough because he's not his own child. That is why I keep on saying this for men. Like, if you want a peaceful life, single mothers, there's some of them who are good. I won't dispute that fact. There's some of them who are good, who feel like they can do better, who allow the man to like lead the family. But a lot of them, like I've seen instances that the man who they tend to get married to was just someone who was catering for the child for 20 years, 25 years. Then when the child was fully grown up and finished college, they never invited him to the child graduation. So a lot of women use men for providers, to take care of the child till the child is grown enough. So you have to be very careful when you're picking such single mothers that she's not using you just because you are able to provide for a child at that point. My best preference is for you to avoid them in general. Because a lot of them, they always come with this issue. I've seen a lot of instances, a lot of them. So you have to be very careful. And find out, dig very deep why she left the man who impregnated her or a previous relationship or several. And also her family, dig deep. Who advised her, who counseled her, like dig very deep. As a man, you have to be extremely picky. I keep on saying this in my videos every single time. You have to be very, very picky. You have to be very observant. Because once you allow this certain group of women into your life, you are doomed. You'll be just wasting years counting. For them, you are catering for the child. You're catering for the child. You're catering for the child. To the point that they feel like they don't need you anymore, then they will let you go. You've wasted a lot of time. So you have to be very picky. You have to be very observant. You have to make a lot of risk. Like, dig deep into their life. Don't just take their words for it. Never take a woman's word for it. Never. I'm going to say it again. Never. If she says something, dig deep. Observe. Does she mean what she said? Or like, observe her very well. Never take her word for it. Because once you keep on taking her word for it, it feels like she wants to use you. Like, you trust her very, very well. I'm not saying you should not trust them. It's just that if you're to enter into such relationship with a single mother, never take her word for it. Make your own research. Dig deep. Observe her very well. Because a lot of men's life have been ruined through this. It's just my own observation. A lot of women will come for me for this. But the truth has to be said. Either you do not like it or you like it. It's the truth. Comment down below what you think about this video. Give us a thumbs up. Share this video to as many as you can. Subscribe to our channel, guys. I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure you stay safe.